As we approach end of financial year, payroll is one of the biggest risk areas for businesses, and it's only getting stricter. If you're an employer, this isn't just a compliance exercise. It's about avoiding penalties, keeping clean records, and preparing for one of the biggest payroll changes we've seen in years, Payday Super in 2026. Let's walk through a practical checklist. We've got 5 points, so let's start off with number 1, STP finalisation, or single touch payroll. Get this right first. The end of financial year process starts with single touch payroll, STP finalisation. This is where you confirm that everything you have reported to the ATO throughout the year is accurate and complete. Before you finalise, take the time to properly reconcile your numbers, making sure your total wages, pay-as-you-go withholding, super amounts, and any additional payments like bonuses or terminations all line up to your payroll records. A common mistake is rushing this step. Businesses finalise first and fix later, which often leads to amended reports, confusion for employees, and sometimes unwanted attention from the ATO. Once it's finalised, your employees rely on that data to lodge their tax returns, so accuracy here is very important. Secondly, super reconciliation. We're looking at accrued versus paid. This is about making sure what your payroll system says you owe actually matches what has been paid into your employees' super funds. Where businesses get called out is timing and calculation. Super might be calculated incorrectly, payments might be delayed, or contributions processed through clearinghouses might not land in time, especially around June. It's important to remember that super is only considered paid when it reaches the fund, not when you process it or it leaves your bank account. So if you're planning to claim a tax deduction this financial year, those contributions need to hit the fund before 30 Jan. Thirdly, Payday Super 2026. Start preparing now. This is a big shift, one of the biggest shifts we've seen in a few years. From the 1st of July 2026, Super will need to be paid at the time you process wages instead of quarterly. That means if you're paying staff weekly or fortnightly, your super obligations will follow that same cycle. This isn't just a timing change, it fundamentally changes how payroll operates. You'll need tighter processes, better cash flow management, and systems that can handle more frequent payments. At the same time, the ATO will be using STP to track this in near real time. They'll be able to see what you owe, what you've reported, and whether it's been paid almost immediately. So the margin for error gets much smaller. Fourth, leave liabilities. Don't ignore this. End of financial year is a great time to review and true up your leave balances. That includes annual leave, personal leave, and long service leave, making sure everything is accurately accrued and accurately reflected in your financials. For many businesses, this builds up into a significant liability over time. If it's not being monitored properly, it can create both financial and cash flow pressures down the track. Fifth and finally, penalty avoidance, where businesses get caught. Most payroll issues come down to a few simple things: late super payments, underpayments, or incorrect reporting. If super is paid late, you're not just catching up on what you owe. You may also be liable for the super guarantee charge, which includes interest, admin costs, and the loss of the super deduction on those extra bits. With Payday Super coming in, there's far less room for delays or errors. End of financial year payroll isn't just about closing out the year. It's about setting yourself up for what's coming next. Focus on getting your STP finalisation right. Make sure your super is reconciled and starting now to prepare Payday Super in 2026. Because very soon, payroll compliance in Australia will shift from a quarterly task to something the ATO can monitor in real time.